Okay, so back on on this stream. Today, goal is to actually try to start implementing something because there's been some news. I step on this React Grab project from IDE. I think he's trying to build something really similar to mine, but I want to do it more open source, and I want to do it more as a shell that will contains the application and the logic, so people could share it later with within the company. Because this is not a dev tool, but I see more as a tool that will allow people to that are not like no code, low code people to perform changes on production environment. So in order to have this logic, in order to create such thing, it's today time to start creating the actual application. We left last time where we learned a lot on how basically the Chrome DevTool protocol works, and we discovered that we have the possibility to intercept all the network requests and feed the model with this network request. I'll just double check that we are live and it's working. Let me see if I'm doing something wrong or not. By the way, we should be live and streaming, but I'm sorry, but not very familiar with this. Okay, and now it's cool. So back to what I was saying. The general idea is that we are building a context-aware system that will basically at runtime try to understand everything that is happening inside your application, and this context will go to the LLM model. And by going to the LLM model, we will have the possibility to have like our agent will be able to perform any change that we request. Cool. So here the general overview, but I wanna deep dive a little bit more on what I see as product, because we can, for example, draw a shell. And the reason why I want it to be a shell, so we call it the shell application. The reason why I want it to be a shell instead of just single application that runs where you install a script or something is because then people could have a database connected to it. We could provide a database, we could provide rollbacks and all this sort of stuff. So this is going to be the shell, the chat, where people type and like basically, just chat with the model. And here we could have a history to roll back, and here the current chat. Yep, something like that. And this is going to be our application. Let's see if I can make it blue. Black. Cool. So this is the general logic. And for our application, we had to grab an element. This is why this library comes so handy, because it's basically doing what we tried to do last time. We were getting the stack frame, so everything that generate the DOM, and we could get the reference element. But I want to show you a little bit more because I cloned the project and I can run it in local here, and we can open this one. Let me just take this and bring it to the this tab. Okay, and in here we could press Command C. Let's see, okay, console. We could press Command C, and as you can see, we can pick every element in the application. Now, we will support also the possibility to take a screenshot, pass the screenshot to the agent, and all this cool stuff. But for now, we can, for example, select this element, and if we paste it, as you can see, we have the owner stack, the component owner stack, which is going to be the paste.tsx. If we copy this and we just cut the element, cat, and we paste it, as you can see, this is all the code, but we are just grabbing a subset. We are just grabbing the get started in 1 minute. But it doesn't matter how complicated your application is going to be, because with this information, the agent you're going to use, and by agent, I'm referring to Cloud Code, I'm referring to, for example, Codex or KiloCode, wherever you're planning to use. But basically, by just referencing the element, then the AI will know exactly what to get. So today's plan is to have the shell application, the chat, but also the binding, the communication protocol. I think it's going to be just post messages standard in the browser, but this will allow us to start selecting element from the outside, from the shell, have the grabbed element, and then forward it to the shell that will then call the agent. Now, this will run in a DevTool environment. Okay, so automatically this will be picked up by the dev tool, like the dev mode, by refreshing the page. So you will see the actual changes. Okay, lots of things said, but I hope you guys can get the general idea. And then there will be all the logic on the database, how we manage Git and all this stuff, and especially how we run this logic inside. For example, sandboxes could be E2B, it could be like Vercel sandboxes, wherever, but still giving lots of opportunity to no-code people performing changes in the application. So I think it's time to start the development. So we can create a new tab, and I'll just move on OSS, and here we can create the final project. I'm gonna use Turbo Repo for that because it will allow me to basically manage all the packages and all the information that we will have. So we can just start the Turbo Repo. Okay, I'll just call it Visual AI Visual or Visual AI. Visual AI typo here. So Visual AI. Okay, I'm gonna use PM for that. Cool. So last time we learned a lot in terms of opportunity that CDP will give us. And this is going to be integrated in the future. So we know it's possible, but for now, I just want to start with the shell application that will render an iframe of our application. Okay, so we can now just move inside Visual AI, and here we should have the possibility to create everything. So inside packages, whether it's a package or app, I think app web is going to be the website. And docs, the documentation. So it's just a package. We can go in packages and we could create a Next.js application. So I'm gonna use the create next app and call it shell. I think this is the shell. I'll do yes. So we're using next 16, and I call this shell. I'm gonna use the recommended default, and it will just install everything for me. So this is a change of next 16, I guess. Very, very good. So while we wait, let's see what we can do. Okay, this is done. So we can run it now. And this will run day 3. Yeah, day 3. It's been a crazy week because I had to work on something else, and I'm so sorry because I love this idea, this project, because there are lots of opportunity here. I think once all the pieces are together, people will try to understand that, for example, some part of production application could be managed by no-code people, because it's just an understanding of the business logic, and then you can just select element, ask for changes, and it's going to be great, I guess. So it just need to be done. So this is the new next 16 thing, and it's cool. Let's close this and let's go back on the original folder, and we can just open this and we can go on the shell. And today is the day that we actually start building something that we can see, try, use, see the limits, and go over them. So I think I want to start some music, and let's start by let's speed this development. Let's start by using for example AI elements, which is this library from Vercel. Elements, which is this library from Vercel that will allow us to build faster for example the conversation, the chat, and all this stuff. So let's see what we have here. I think, what is panel? Workflow demo. Okay. Wow. Too complicated. We don't need this. We just need something easier, which is going to be the chat, I think. Let's see where we have the chat component chatbot. Okay. So we just want to start npm dev, and then we can just do visual AI. Will it work? No, because we don't have visual AI installed inside the turbo or something here in the PNPM workspaces. No, we have everything, so it's just called shell. That's why. So PNPM dev, and then we do shell. Okay, I can't remember properly. Turbo repo, start. Okay, cool. Start turbo repo, start package. Okay, so it's let's see, in the API reference, run, turbo run, and then we should pass a specific project, turbo watch, run individual project, no, run individual package. Yeah, okay, doesn't really matter, we can do this. Shell, and then PNPM dev. So first thing first, let's close the React wrap and let's start building the AI elements. So I think they depends on shadcn, but by the way, we will use shadcn, so it's just something that we want to install now. So we go on installing shadcn first, packages, and then shell, and we just do shadcn install, and with shadcn in place, yeah, should be working. Let's see, we moved this one here, and it is still working, so we didn't break anything on shadcn. And now it's time to create the chat for the shell. So we got, no, this is AI SDK. I want the AI elements, which is here. And then we have our components that could be like message or chatbot. Yep. And we install AI elements. Yep, we agree. Okay, wow, it's installing. So now I'm opening Cloud Code, and it's I think we will just vibe code this application because it will be pretty standard. Just the possibility to have the how it's called, the preview something. Where is it? I think it's called web preview. Cool. So it's just a matter of have this, so we can copy and we say inside page.tsx create a 2-column layout where on the left we'll have chat and on the right this preview. Every time split the logic in components and make sure that the components name are kebab case, and let's double check kebab case. Let's do this one. Yeah, kebab case. For the preview, web preview, for the web preview, use this logic, and then we just paste the code. So why we wait for Cloud to complete this one? This is good. I'll just vibe code this because it's just simple interface that will allow us to basically have the chat on one side and the preview on the other side. So nothing crazy here that worth dedicating time, and we will just go through if we see that we need better logic. Now it's something that I want to get is the chat component, which is hard to find here. What is called conversation, I think. Let's just open chatbot, and inside the chatbot we have the prompt input. Okay. Component chat panel. Yeah, it's okay. Yep. And then we had the prompt input, and so we will have to do the same thing, I think, for the web preview. Yep. Then we just do the web preview too. Cool. And then you just pass here, it will be localhost, I think, at the very beginning, but in the future this can point to an environment that could be, as I mentioned before, E2B or the Vercel sandbox, so a sandbox environment basically. Yeah, okay, this is working, and we see if something already changed. Okay, it's okay. Of course the chat would be smaller and there would be better logic, but let's and then we will have the select, opening a new tab, and the maximize. I'll take it. Okay, so we can just say cool, but make sure that the chat width is 1/3 of the web preview. Also use, and then we just pass where is it? I lost it. Yeah, here we pass the okay, so chatbot, where is it? We had it before. Prompt input, use prompt input. For now we could just also use prompt input for the input here on example. Then we open cloud. And we do the conversation here. I think in the chat, use conversation to simulate a conversation, but not really, we don't really need, but yeah, session with the AI model. Mark it for now, and then we will see later what we get. So for now we take it. It's not perfect, of course, this will require some changes, but we take it. We just vibe coded in 5 minutes. It's something that it's already pretty good. Okay, start conversation, and you have all the logic here. Well, will it work? Wow, good job, AI. We just do here, add some padding to what's the name, web preview, I think, web preview panel. Some more padding to make it look nice. Cool. Yeah, we allow the edits. Oh, I just want to add some padding to have a better effect on the application. Okay, it's working on it, so yeah, let's see where he added the padding. Just grab this to P4. Just take this and I think it would be easier to just go on components, web preview panel, and then we will have a P4 somewhere. Yeah. What if we do padding left 2, padding top 2, padding bottom 2? That's pretty ugly. Padding right 1. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's good. Okay, so we have the general application, but now we have to add the logic to select an element and have the possibility to actually select the element. So we have to twist a little bit the logic of the how it's called, React wrap. So I think it would be easier for us to just fork it. We can just fork the library and React wrap. Yeah, we can just fork it. Yeah, I think we will do this. And then we have the shell here. We just go back on the shell and we clone it here. Yeah. So the reason why I'm forking it is because we don't want the selection to be when pressing, but we want to pass the send event and then the information by post message be returned to the original shell. And once we have that, basically our application can forward the request to an actual agent. So we can just grab the React. Maybe we could just do this. No, but I don't want to do this. It's okay to have it. React grab, and then we do just clone it again. So we pm install here, and it's okay. So we just go on packages, and then we have React grab. So for the record, here we will need to change a little bit the logic, because we want to activate deselection by post message. I don't know how to tackle it, but key or duration. Okay. So we just open Claude here. What if we just don't mess and we open it here? So we know this tab, it's rename tab. This tab is going to be React grab, and the other one is the shell. So we just don't mess with the two. And then we can close this one. Cool. So React grab is library. It will allow me to get the selection of elements inside the DOM by command plus C click on elements. Now I want to change this logic, because the activation command C will be passed via post message in iframe, and then we see what we get. Let's see if we can get something usable. Okay, and then we do the same thing here. You can see we have the select button on the shell application. What I want is that a specific message using post message will be passed on the inner on the pass to the iframe. What is the best way to get this result? We just pass this and we see. Okay, so there is an activation on the auth key, and then we have the okay. Which should be the relationship between the iframe and the React grab. React grab is parent and then send messages to the iframe. No, run inside the iframe. Yes. Now only post message activation. No, I think we could keep both for now, and then it's going to be structure object message. Communication between the shell and the iframe. I need to first understand the structure, the web preview. Yeah, there's not much to understand the structure, but this select element should pass the post message trigger that will activate the React grab inside the iframe. Why? Because this application Like it now runs on localhost 3000. Let's take a screenshot so we make it crystal clear on what we are trying to do. Okay, my computer is lagging. Okay, let's take this one and see. Okay, and then we open Excalibur that is here. No, okay, so we do one more time. Yep. So you can get this website by just navigating on your company. Let's reduce the size of this one. And then we do your company domain and the subdomain. The subdomain could be visual domain visual. So it can become visual.companyname.com. Why? Because then everybody can make changes. Everybody can come here and start asking, selecting element, like add I don't know, a button here. You can just type on the you will have the possibility to do, like you have Excalibur, you can add arrow, you can add text, you can do whatever you want, pass the information. The agent will run this application in a sandbox and you see the result. And all of this should follow your specific CI/CD. So for example, developers will receive a pull request, or you can just decide to merge it to master directly, but this is really up to the company to do whatever they want. But the general logic is the one I'm showing. Okay, now we have to read this one because it's saying, okay, you should create an iframe ref and then you post the message, send to the context. Abstract post message behind the cleaner API, encapsulate the post message logic, and then you just send the message. Callback prop on web preview navigation button. Each button can have its own logic. No, I'll do, yeah. Please implement option 2. On the iframe, there'll be a logic catching the message, activating the logic. Okay, here we go. Yes, allow all edits during this session. For now, we can allow everything and see what's going on. Okay. Okay, so we are sending the message. So today live is going to be super fast because in 20 minutes I have to run, but I wanted to provide like the general idea, the general logic, and easily we could iterate over it and create the actual product. Okay, so I frame content message. Okay. So I just grab this one and in the shell I do, okay, the receiver. Okay. That's it. The select button will now toggle React grab overlay with the pause message, work alongside with the command key. Okay, this doesn't really matter, and provide visual feedback. Okay, so if we press and nothing happen, of course, because it's not implemented yet. But what we can do is eventually we could simulate it. Okay, it's preloading with few seconds. Okay, and okay, no, I just want the whole logs. Wow, so if I'm not mistaken, we could do this. pm build this, and then open up kitchen sink website, run it. Okay, so our shell application will have the components we preview, and here it could be HTTP localhost 3001. Let's see. Okay, so we can command C and activate. Okay, the reason why this is not activating is that it's not using okay, so instead of will be possible to be quick. No, we don't want it. Yeah, we don't want this one. I think it's inside layout. Yep. In layout, add logic to use the built-in version, then leave inside, and then we do React grab. Yep. Packages, and then okay, so what I'm asking is don't use the pre-built version, but instead clipboard API has been blocked because of a permission policy. Yeah, makes sense. Then you could select everything pretty much. Yep. Just double checking everything is fine. Yep. Okay, it's just copying. I think yes. Yep, it's just copying the build inside the application. Wow, and now it works. Cool. So yeah, we're sitting on someone else's work for now, but as you can see, we can select every element in the page, and by each element, you see, we are getting the error because it's not possible to log and use the clipboard API inside the iframe. This is due to a content security policy by the browser. This is a layer of security, but we don't need to use the clipboard API. Actually, we are going to pass the information to the shell. So we will get all the context here in the message. And by having all the content in the message, basically, we will send the request to the agent saying, okay, the users wants to change this specific part of the application, and this is the DOM element that belongs, and this is the source code, and it will perform the change for us. So we are very close to have a working solution. So it is important now to say, now the grab package should pass the information via post message to the shell application. Please add this. Please implement this logic and add a implementation.markdown file with the imp logic that we will use for the shell app. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, so let's see. It's creating the logic for getting the stack and serialize the stack and do all this stuff. Let's do it differently. All right, simply instead of copying to clipboard, I want to forward to the shell a post message. Cool. So now we select the element and boom, we should forward everything there. This is going to be really good. No, it was okay to keep it. So it's copied there. So we should have a new file code implementation now. Oh, let's just wait. Yep. We go to the shell and we do following this logic of the iframe creates the possibility once you receive the message, show it inside the prompt input. Wow, let's see if this will work. Cool, Stefano. So, sorry, I'm sticking in English, but basically the general idea, Stefano, is as simple as, imagine you have a website and you want to perform changes. Of course, to touch the source code, you need to be a developer. Like you're mentioning, you're trying to learn Python, but imagine you want to create a website. You will need to know exactly how, like, for example, React works, okay? But most of the time changes are simple, and you don't want only people that knows exactly how to code to, for example, experiment. So I want everybody to have the possibility to come here, select whatever element in the page, and then ask for a change, okay? What I mean is you just came here and you say, okay, select this component and change it. For example, add the export XML file, and so on. I hope you're getting now what I mean, but basically I'm just fighting with the logic right now, but in the future there will be a proper UI and a proper sandbox to experiment, so you guys will have easier time to understand how it works. Okay. So for now, what it matters is I want to select an element like I'm doing, and the source code that generates this element should appear here, okay? Once it's here, I can forward it to a coding agent, and the coding agent will make the change for me, okay? This is how Cloud Code Codex and all this stuff works. But instead of having the IDE and all this logic, the bullshit logic, like all of this would just be inside your browser, and you have the same ability to experiment with production code. There won't be in production, it will be just, a divergent branch that represent what you have in production, but you can experiment and do whatever you want. And then actually, if you want to bring it on production, you can follow the continuous integration, continuous delivery pipeline that your company has in place. For example, it has to be reviewed by the team leader, who has to be reviewed by 2 developers. Like, this is up to the company. Cool. So again, I think that now the shell has the logic. This one has the logic. So I think cool. So it's just a matter of building. pm build, not inside the website actually, but inside the React graph. Cannot find name stock item. Okay, it's just providing me solution. Let's see if will it work. pm build. Oh yeah, okay, it worked. I think it's okay. I get it. I get it. I think I was copying stuff. Of course, this in the future would be. Yeah, it's copying React graph.js. Never mind. We can do it for now. And then we figure out a way to not have to copy every time. So we just go on sources, dist, and then we copy. Okay, so before you copy the build from pm build inside React graph, it would be possible to find a way to avoid this, to copy and paste every time. Let's search for CP. Yeah. Copy graph. Okay, he already created the logic. Cool. So it's just pm copy graph. Copy graph inside the website. So yeah, this is cool. Yeah, he's pretty smart nowadays. Copy graph. Can't package the JSON. You mentioned website package to JSON. Just take it. I don't care. Just do this and then do this. What? Copy graph. And now we have it. And now if we go on website public, yeah, we have it. And this is the build one. So now we refresh. Wow. Okay, so this is good, guys. As you can see, now I can come here, select wherever element inside the page. Okay, this is really good. Shout out to IDE because he made it. This library is pretty good and he knows a lot on how React internals work. That's why I'm sitting on his work instead of trying to figure out my own way, because otherwise it would be like lots of me fighting with internals and nothing to show. But guys, check this out. I can select an element and this element is getting rendered here. Okay, so apart from the position, these are all information we will use later when we will have the possibility to draw on the website, like saying, okay, create a 2-column layout or add a new copy information here and all this stuff. But for now, is mentioning I selected 2 elements. It is giving context to the element, and I think it's giving the component stack as well. So from now on, the LLM knows exactly how to pick up this information and how to perform changes. So guys, today I had to close this live earlier. I think we've made lots of things in a very short amount of time. This is the power of vibe coding, and what I'm planning is next time we will start from here and we will implement the agent, the logic, the streaming of the response of the agent, and we try to pack everything to be fully functional and working. So thank you very much for watching for today's stream and hope to see you soon.